On my Momentum Monday coaching call, one of the biggest things that came up this week was this pressure that women are feeling about tracking their food. They find if they're not logging every little bit perfectly and measuring everything exactly and hitting every macro just right, then somehow they're failing. That pressure alone is enough to make a woman want to stop tracking all together. On the call, I had multiple women nodding along when I brought this up. And when I actually asked them who gets stressed out by tracking everything perfectly, that chat lit up because it's stressful. It feels overwhelming. It's not like we don't have anything going on in midlife. We have enough. We're juggling jobs, stress, routines are changing, hormones are shifting. So when food tracking starts to feel like another way to get something wrong, it stops feeling helpful. This is one of the most common patterns I see with women that I coach over 40. They either want to go all in tracking perfectly, or they get so overwhelmed that they completely avoid it. And then they're stuck in this cycle of either hyper controlling or total frustration. That's the tension. Data can be useful, but obsession is not the goal. Tracking quickly can start feeling like a punishment instead of the support and tool that it can be in your health journey. A lot of women think tracking is supposed to be some type of pass or fail system, like you have to prove that you just had a good day or a bad day. That is the misunderstanding. Tracking's supposed to be a tool, and that's it, not proof of whether you are disciplined enough. It's so important to start seeing tracking when you need to use it in a totally different way. It's purely information, not judgment. What I was really coaching around on this call is awareness, because that is the deeper driver here. Tracking can be useful, not because it makes you perfect, but because it helps you to start seeing patterns. It helps you to notice things that otherwise you might miss. Maybe your protein is lower than you thought. Maybe your portions are bigger than you're realizing, and maybe your weight is up, but it's just a few like high sodium days or more carbs that's causing this water retention. Maybe digestion's been off, and now you can connect that to what's happening with your food. This is where tracking becomes such a gem, not because you're trying to win at the tracking game using MyFitnessPal or whatever app you use, but because you simply use it for learning your body, and that's a whole different type of energy. So what I told the group was this: we are not here for perfect tracking. We are here for awareness. And I also told them that there's seasons where tracking can help, especially at the beginning, because it helps shorten your learning curve. You start to see what protein really looks like. You start to see what a portion really looks like. You start to understand what is actually adding up in your day. But I also made it clear that I do not expect women to track forever. In fact, for some women, taking a break from tracking is exactly what helps them build a healthier relationship with food again. So the goal is not to become dependent on tracking. The goal is to learn through it. Here's the one shift I want to give you from this conversation. Start asking, what will this help me to notice? That's the question that changes everything, because now the focus is going to go away from the pressure and towards simply the awareness. Maybe it's going to help you notice that you need more protein at breakfast. Maybe your dinners tend to get away from you when you don't plan ahead. And maybe when your routine gets a little bit thrown off, your food choices are more reactive. That is useful. And that kind of awareness is what actually creates sustainable change. I'm curious, have you ever felt like food tracking helped you at one point, but then also started to feel a little bit stressful and obsessive? Or are you someone who has avoided tracking because it just feels overwhelming from the start? Let me know in the comments, because I think a lot more women are dealing with this than we talk about. The takeaway from this week's coaching call: tracking can be helpful when it gives you clarity, but it stops being helpful when it's putting that pressure on you. It's making you feel like you've got to be perfect or have this all or nothing sort of attitude. Tracking food can just be one of those ways of learning, what is working for your body. It is how you can pay attention. It is how you build awareness. It helps you figure out what's supporting you. These are the type of conversations we have inside my weekly group coaching calls. Real questions, real patterns, real women in midlife and what they are dealing with. Make sure you subscribe, because I'll be sharing more behind the scenes coaching insights just like this. Keep moving, keep glowing, and remember, you're sexy, strong, and unstoppable.